guys, what's up, what's going on? So today we're going to be doing our Empire recap. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so, and share this video wherever you like to share videos. Alright, so Miss Duveaux and Kingsley, they're making up a deal. Like we saw last week, she came to visit him in jail. So we already know it's nothing good because two enemies of the Lions have bonded together to try to take them down. Both of them are vexed with them. They're mad. They have been scorned and they are ready to take action. So we definitely got to see what goes down with that. So Cookie, she's looking for some new stars to get her whole her whole new music label production company that she got going on, to get it on and popping or whatever. So, she's doing her whole A&R scouting thing. And they did come across one dude by the name of, I think his name was Devon or Devon. I can't remember how they pronounced it. Me and my pronunciation sometimes can be a little jacked up. But they found him when they was looking at another person's Instagram. So her and what's the name, they did go ahead to go and meet up with him to kind of see what kind of person he was and hopefully to get him down with their crew. But unfortunately, Becky was also there. And of course, with that particular empire, they can wow him with the studio and the lights and telling him all the things that they can possibly do for him, as opposed to what Cookie can provide for him. Jamal, he can't find his, well, not that he necessarily can't find, but his boyfriend, as we know, he went out to do his thing, his like missionary type of work. And unfortunately, it seems like he may have been killed, abducted, like something is going on. I'm like, yo, Jamal don't have no luck in the fella department, right? There's always something that be happening. So, yeah, of course, he's trying not to really panic and worry. But when he did speak with one of the organization people, they were telling him that they're pretty worried. So of course, but if they're worried, yeah, that's a good reason for you to start getting into panic mode, because obviously that means that something ain't right. And he's been gone for, I think they said it was 3 days since they couldn't find him. We also learned that Kai had revealed to Jamal previously, like when they first got together, well, he didn't tell him initially, but later on when I guess they started making that bond, that he does have HIV, so he's HIV positive, but it's virtually undetectable in his body. But, it was great that they both revealed, well, he revealed that and kind of let him know, because I think that's why he said he had the tattoo that he had on his chest, because he didn't get the truth from whoever he was with previously, and that's the reason how he got that, so it was good that he let Jamal decide what he wanted to do with his fate. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I feel like that's what you do. Like, regardless to how much you care about somebody, you let them decide if they want to continue to be in a relationship with you, or if they don't feel like they can handle something like that. Some people can't, So we can definitely see that Jamal genuinely loved him, because he even went as far as to buying a ring for him and hiding this ring, but he was going to give it to him on the perfect occasion. They did reveal later on that they found Kai's cell phone as well as his wallet on the side of the road, so it does seem like he could possibly be gone, but there's no full confirmation. It was his father that actually told him that. He's ready to go out there to this third world country and go look for his man, but to be honest, that's not really a good idea, because it's like, what you gonna do? Like, you just gonna go looking around? Like, you need to have a plan. And even what was cool that I saw, as far as the family, is that Hakeem was ready to ride with him and go with him when when Andre was like, you can't just go to a third world country without having some kind of mindset, some kind of action plan as far as what you're going to do. You can't just pop up like, hey, we here, So Giselle, she's also trying to change routes a little bit and be professional with Kingsley, although they had their little sex affair and it didn't turn out the way she thought it would turn out. He ended up stabbing her in the back. And she said that she would pretty much put the Me Too movement hashtag all over him if he was to try to not be professional with her. Like, she's just trying to do what she gotta do. I'm like, you know, that's the crazy thing about it. Like, sometimes people use those types of things even if it doesn't necessarily go with what's going on in their life. You know what I mean? Because what I'm saying is, she was part of it. It wasn't like no Me Too movement type of thing. He didn't try to take advantage of her or anything. She's just pretty much a woman scorned. She's a little upset that he won this little game that they was playing. And now she's willing to try to take him down by lying, you know? And that's the crazy thing about these types of movements sometimes. It's like, now it kind of opens up the door for people to be liars. I mean, some people was telling the truth, of course. I've seen it firsthand being in the corporate world. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you get it. So later on, we have Devon. He goes to Cookie, and she asked him if he had signed for Empire, and also if Empire ever asked him who he was as a person as opposed to what they would do for him. And you know, I mean, just to me right there, that kind of spoke to my soul, never mind to him. You know, he kind of realized, like, no, they never really asked me what kind of person I was or what I wanted to do or anything. It was just kind of like, we're going to do this for you. This is where we see you. You know, just kind of like, this is what's going to happen type of thing, as opposed to, yeah, we're going to help you to make you a better artist, a better person, you know, or what types of things do you like? What kind of music do you like? You know, that wasn't really the focus. It was just, you have a good voice and we're going to turn you into what we want you to be. And that's what a lot of these companies tend to do. Like, you totally get lost becoming who they want you to be as opposed to who you are. And she spoke to him not just as somebody who's like, she didn't speak to him as just to see the dollar sign. She spoke to him like a human being. And I think that that's the main difference between their company that they're creating and the leaders of Empire, as we've seen. So, yeah, he wasn't really too sure at first who he was going to sign with. But in the end, he did end up signing with Cookie. But the crazy thing about it is Cookie was willing to give him up to go to Empire, because when she had went to go visit him, she met his sister, who he's so close with. You know, he pretty much takes care of her because she's disabled. And she just kind of saw how he was living, and they wasn't really living glamorous or anything like that. They were living a real modest type of situation, like just kind of getting by. And she felt like they can give him things right now. Although she knows she can help him, she doesn't really have the funds or the means to help him right now instantly. So she was willing to give him over to Becky and just kind of wish him well on his journey, but he rather be with them because they gave him that humanity. They gave him that real family kind of connection, you know? I mean, definitely, that can definitely trump over a lot of things, you know what I mean? So Andre, he's straight thugging these days. Ever since he's been in jail for however long he's been in jail, he just turned into a new person. He just wants things his way or the highway. He wants to show that his dad is still, you know, on top of his game, even though he don't have his little bodyguards and all that. He's still doing his thing. He's going like gung-ho and doing whatever he wants to do. But his father had to shut him down real quick, like, nah, don't think that just because you had a number and you had a badge or whatever and you was in jail that you could tell me about the streets. You got to still do things smart. You know what I mean? Like, he had to really like let him know that's not where it's at. So Blake was in the studio with Tiana making some real true to life music, like really like about his soul, like really going in. But then he said he didn't really want it to go public or nothing. I have a feeling that for some reason it's going to go public. She was just kind of like, why? But he's like, nah, I'm serious. Like, I'll record it with you, but I don't want it to get out there because it's too personal. It's too real. You know? Those are the songs a lot of times, and the stories that people give that are really from the heart are the real ones that kind of show who you are as a person, who you are as an artist. I mean, but the only downside that I see is, even with me when I give like personal stories, is that it's personal, you know? So if people don't like it, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like a stab in your heart. So that's the difference between talking about something you haven't experienced versus something that's near and dear to you. And maybe that could be part of the reason why he don't really want to put it out there. But they was sounding real good together, just kind of mixing and jiving, and their voices was mixing real nicely. You know, he was doing his little rap thing, she did her little hook stuff, and it was real nice. Following that, Hakeem happens to come as well, but Blake had already left. Everybody had pretty much left the studio, and he kind of, you know, wined and dined her, got the chef to cook up a little something for her, let her take one bite and, you know, kind of put it down. I'm like, damn, like, can she eat the food? You know, I'm like, you know, you said the chef chefed it up for her. She took one bite, and he's like, all right. You know, like, all right, you could just taste, you can eat that later. I got plans for you. And he was like, you know what? She was like, no, I don't really want it. Like, at first she was fighting it, but then he went to lick the kitty, and it was like, okay. All right. All right, Hakeem. You know, it was like, she was happy. She was ready. She was open. You know, gave him that good old thing back. So now Miss Duveaux, she's actually hanging out. Well, not hanging out. It's not like she can go anywhere. But what's her name? Giselle now came to meet her at jail. She's like, wow, I'm getting so many visitors. I'm popular now. Hey. So yeah, it looks like now they're starting to make a bond. So now the two of them is going to come up with some next plan. So I don't know. It's like, well, she's working with everybody. I mean, somebody gonna get burned in this situation because she working with this person, she working with that person. These two people don't really like each other too well, so I don't know how this sticky situation is gonna go. The last thing that they showed was 5 months down the line. No, it was a flashback from 5 months, not 5 months down the line, where Luscious was full of blood, and you can't tell if it was his blood or if it was somebody else's blood, because when he moved his shirt, it seemed like it could have been his. Like maybe somebody had stabbed him or something, but then it seemed like it wasn't coming from him, so it could have been somebody else's blood, so I'm not really too sure. But they keep on showing these flashbacks. I'm starting to get pissed off by these flashbacks because I wanted to know what happened. But I guess it has something to do with the person who's in jail, so it must have been somebody's family for Miss Duveaux, because I'm thinking so, because remember, she, well, just a few minutes ago, she was like, oh, they need to have somebody go into the grave, just like what happened with me. But, I mean, her son, they had already put him. So, I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a plan. I mean, a thought, but nah, it's not making no sense. Well, we going to see soon. I think it's coming back in 2 weeks, right? Because they said something about the Super Bowl or something for football is coming up. No, the playoffs or something is coming. So, yeah, we're going to see it again for 2 weeks. So, you guys enjoy yourselves. And I think the next show we're going to be doing is Real Housewives of Atlanta, most likely. But be on the lookout for that. I might start back up with my my SL Juice next week. I'm thinking about it. We'll see what happens. If I see some really good topics that I really want to talk about, then I'll probably start doing them on Thursdays or Fridays and do it once a week. I was trying to do it constantly, but it consumes so much of my time. And my other channel, I got so much going on with there, so I gotta play it wisely. Alright guys, but thanks for watching. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.